back to all of you. Now I'm going to explain you about the Charles law. Okay, so see all of you please very carefully. So whenever we are talking about the Charles law, okay, then usually one equation we know very well. One, first of all, I will tell you in a simple way. I told you one ideal gas equation. What was that? PV is equal to nRT. What was that? PV is equal to nRT. And in the Charles law, what is going to happening over there? Here in this case, pressure is constant. Okay, number of moles are constant. R, you know very well, universal gas constant. This is also constant. Then what is remaining over there? There is remaining V is directly proportional to T. V is directly proportional to T. And remember, this temperature is in Kelvin. This temperature is in Kelvin, and at where? At constant number of moles, comma, pressure. Is that clear? So this is the Charles law. So how we can define this Charles law? We can say to the Charles law, we can say for a given mass of a gas, for given mass of a gas, okay, the volume of the gas will be, just wait, I will rub this one. The volume of the gas will be directly proportional to, the volume of the gas will be, yes, volume of gas directly proportional to the volume of the gas directly proportional to the temperature at constant pressure. This is a now, but this is the one way. Now I told you what is a Charles law, but in another way, we have to discuss that Charles law. Usually temperature we are taking in a Kelvin, but one more definition is there of Charles law. What is that? According to that, what they told the volume of a gas for given mass when increases or decreases by 1/273 of its volume at 0 degree Celsius. Volume at what I told you over here, that volume of the gas, what is it? That the volume of gas of given mass increases or decreases increases or decreases by 1/273 273 of its volume at 0 degree Celsius for every 1 degree rise for every 1 degree rise or fall in temperature, rise or fall in temperature, and at constant pressure, at constant pressure. At constant pressure. Is that clear? Now what I told you over there, beta, I am going to explain you by some mathematical expression. You see it very carefully. Now see, all of you please, what is here? Now let it be at 0 degree Celsius. At 0 degree Celsius, volume is V naught. For a 1 degree Celsius, volume will be V naught plus V naught by 273, because we told na कि for every 1 degree temperature, increase in 1 degree temperature, so it will increase by 1 by 273. If it is 10 degree Celsius, then it becomes V naught plus V naught upon 273 into 10. Clear? If it is minus 10 degree Celsius, then V naught minus V naught by 273 into 10. Clear? Same way, madam. Same way, if it is minus 273 degree Celsius, what is it? Minus 273 degree Celsius, then it is equal to V naught minus V naught upon 273 into 273, that is become equal to 0. What it become? It becomes equal to 0. So what usually we are saying over there, for minus 273 degree Celsius temperature, but जी minus 273 degree temperature is that temperature which cannot be attained in the laboratory. Okay, and at this temperature, volume of the gases, volume of gas becomes 0. Okay, so therefore this temperature minus 273 degree Celsius or 0 Kelvin is called absolute temperature. What do you call it? Called absolute temperature. Is that clear? Then after that, students, see, I'm going to do it now one by one for every expression. Suppose here I'm writing it for a V1. If I'm writing V1, then it will be equal to V naught 273 plus T1 degree Celsius upon 273. If I'm writing for V2, then it will be equal to V naught into 273 plus T2 degree Celsius upon 273. Clear? Now what I am going to do, I am dividing this V1 by V2. See, all of you please, very carefully. I am dividing these two terms, this one and this one, and after dividing, what will happen there, bache? V naught will be cancelled with the V naught. Okay, 273 plus will be cancelled with the 273. Then at the end, what we will get over there? So we will get V1 upon V2 is equal to 273 प्लस T1, ये T1 है डिग्री सेल्सियस में. ओके, सेम वे 273 प्लस T2 into the degree Celsius. Now what it becomes? V1 upon V2 is equal to 273 plus T is equal to Kelvin, is always temperature in Kelvin. So this is T1 and this is called T2 in the Kelvin. Clear? Then from there what we can say after that, see please all of you. So we can say V is directly proportional to temperature at constant pressure comma number of moles. Clear है बेटा? Oh, yes or no? Then students, after that we have to see the graphical representation. What we have to see? We have to see the graphical representation of the Boyle's law. So just see all of you what I am going to do for the graphical representation. Let it be, this is this side I am writing V and this side I am writing T. Now just remember, between V and T directly proportional, that is why it will be a straight line, and this graph is for where temperature is in Kelvin. What is it? This is the temperature is in Kelvin. Now I am making one more graph in front of you and I am going to take there now temperature in degree Celsius. Okay, please see all of you what I am going to do there. Now in the second graph I am going to take temperature in a degree Celsius. So whenever we are taking temperature in a degree Celsius, then what is going to happening over there? You please see all of you. This is the graph, here is the volume, here is a T degree Celsius. Now you see, here it is 0 and here it is minus 273 degree Celsius. Okay, then graph will be plotted like this way. Yes or no? So this is the graph of Charles' law. Clear? Why this from here? Because after this minus 273 volume of the gas becomes 0. Is that clear to you? Okay student, after that beta, you please see all of you, one more graph is here. Okay, we can make one more graph. See, this side volume and this side temperature. Now temperature is in the Kelvin. Now you please see, I am making the number of curves. Pressure is constant here. Oh, yes or no? Pressure is constant over here. So what I am writing? I am writing P1, P2, P3. What I am writing there? See please all of you. I am writing P1, P2 and the P3. Okay, let it be yesterday we have done same way. This is theta 1, this is theta 2 and this is theta 3. And same way I am going to tell you now one thing more. What I told you yesterday. Have you seen this graph? Now after that, beta, all of you please see it very carefully. What I told you, that or we are knowing very well, PV is equal to क्या होता है हमारे पास, and nRT, then V is equal to क्या होगा, nRT upon P. V की वैल्यू इसको नंबर 1 मान लो. V किसके इक्वल होता है? या V इज इक्वल टू KT. यस और नो? V इज इक्वल टू क्या होगा हमारे पास? KT. then K will be equal to V upon T. Now put the value of V over here. Put the value of this V over here. After putting the value, what we will get over there? We will get K is equal to NR upon P. What we are getting? K is equal to NR upon P. It means K is inversely proportional to P. Okay, what does that mean? It means if P is increases, then K is decreases, and slope is depending upon K only. So it means slope will also be decreases. Is that clear? So now let's see that graph once again. What I have made previously between V and T. Please see, this is V and this is T. And what I told you over there, three curves were there. Oh yes or no? Three curves. This is P1, this is P2, and this is P3. So it means beta P1 will be greater than P2, greater than P3. Now why it is so? I think you understood why it is so. I told you when slope is decreases, P is increases. ये वाली slope है जो देखो, there was angle theta 1, angle theta 2, and angle theta 3. I told you theta is directly proportional to K. Okay, theta is directly proportional to K. Now it means here K is lesser. Oh, here K is less, here K is more, here K is high. And when K is less, then pressure will be more. That is why P1 is greater than that of P2 and P2 is greater than that of P3. You understood, all of you? This is all about the Charles law that we should have to know very well. Okay, student. Then after that, we should have to know one thing more about the practical significance, of the Charles law. So beta, whenever we are talking about the practical significance of the Charles law, just remember one thing. It is usually used in a hot air balloons. Where it is used? In a hot air balloons, and also for meteorological observation. Meteorological observation means for the weather observation. So what we can say, I will explain you in detail now. This same thing only. What we can say, according to this law, we know volume is directly proportional to temperature. So on heating, volume of gas is going to expand. But mass of gas remains same. Mass of the gas remains same. Is that clear to you? Now, when the volume is expanding, then what does that mean? It means density is going to be decrease. What is it? Density is going to be decrease on heating. Density is going to be decrease on heating. Therefore, what we can say, hot air, we know very well, hot air is less dense. Hot air is less dense. Hot air is less dense, which can displace cool air. Okay, students, thank you very much. Thank you to